Today we're taking a look at a scenario where Chad forms an empire. Now, Chad is a country in Africa and is obviously a Chad. Chad is a pretty, I don't know much about it. The only thing I really know about Chad is they had a war with Libya. But, So, yeah, Chad's forming an empire in this video. Chad will be buffed, NATO, EU, and the UN and everything else, like, big alliances will be disbanded, just to give Chad a fair chance. Because they existed, well, it'll be obvious what would happen, right? Because Chad is weak. So they're gonna have to be extremely buff for this video. But let's just dive straight into it. So for the entire video, Chad will be red. So if you see any red, that would be either Puppet or Chad. So Chad is surrounded by some pretty powerful countries. They border Nigeria, Sudan, Libya. They have Egypt up near them, as well as Algeria. But they do have some weak areas they can attack, such as Car, which, if it isn't obvious, that's their first target. So Chad declares war on Car. Oh my god! There we go. So Chad now declares war on Car, and Car is like, okay. Like, nobody was even expecting this. So, straight away, Chadians? Is that what they're called? The Chadian military exit out from their country in order to capture Bangui, or Bangui. They do focus more around this area because this holds more of Car's population. They are able to cut Car in half because most of Car's military is over here. They don't see any point of pushing into this area because they think that's a waste of military. So we have Chad using most of its military to take on this area. They capture Bangui with relative ease, and they are able to knock out all the troops around here. After pushing a little bit more into Car, we have Car surrendering. Let's take a look at this peace treaty. So, Chad fully annexes Car, which is a bit of a risky move, but Chad has to do it to expand their empire. So now Chad looks around their neighbours again, and they see Cameroon, who they had a plan to invade, but they literally are, like, not much of a border with them. But now they have a massive border. So Chad decides to declare war on Cameroon. Now, I wouldn't say Cameroon's the weakest country in Africa. They're not strong, okay? But I wouldn't say they're, like, weak, such as, like, Car or, like, Niger or, like, Equatorial Guinea, but they're not. They're in the middle of Africa. They're not always near as strong as some others, like Nigeria. But anyway, the military of Chad now exile into Cameroon and has the goal to cut off this panhandle, which goes very well because, again, Cameroon didn't even expect this. So we have Chad being able to capture this entire panhandle, and we have Cameroon putting out the fence, which goes well around this area, but up here it's not going so well, as they didn't really, the military's not strong enough. Ambazonia decides to rebel against Cameroon, which is going to lead to the defeat of Cameroon as they lose their coast and Yaoundé, and Cameroon just surrenders to Chad. I don't know how you say that capital. Yaoundé, Uganda. Uganda sounds like Uganda. Let's take a look at the peace treaty. In the peace treaty, Chad fully annexes Cameroon, and yeah, it looks like Chad is now becoming a big power in Africa. Well, nearly. Wait, why did I point to Libya? I guess Libya. No, they're not. Why am I saying that? No, forget what I just said. So anyway, Chad is now in a bit of a sticky situation. They border Nigeria, Sudan, and Libya, three relatively strong countries. So Chad's gonna have to be careful what they do, because any wrong move could lead to one of those three powers attacking them. So we have Chad decided to just do some side quests in Gabon and Equatorial Guinea. Are you kidding me? So we have Chad declaring war on Equatorial Guinea and Gabon. I don't care anymore, to be honest. I just don't know what to do about this thing with Iris Paint. Chad declares war on Equatorial Guinea and Gabon, and straight away Equatorial Guinea literally just disappears. The capital isn't even there. It's like, it's on the island, whatever it's called, Malabo, that's the capital. And now we have a bunch of Chadians exit out into Gabon. They captured the capital with ease. This is probably going to be one of the easiest wars they face. And if it isn't obvious, Gabon literally just collapses within a few weeks. Let's take a look at this peace treaty. In the peace treaty, Rwanda and Equatorial Guinea are annexed into Chad. So now Chad wants to invade the Republic of the Congo. Although the DRC has said that if Chad even dares to touch the Republic of the Congo, they will get involved. And I honestly don't think Chad really wants that. So Chad decides to send an ultimatum over to the Republic of the Congo, which they decide to accept, surprisingly. This ultimatum is just to give up this section of land and the coast. Which, don't get me wrong, that did cost a lot. But they said that they just wanted it. So they didn't have the Republic of Congo didn't really have a choice, and they didn't want to have to get DRC to be involved with a war, because Chad would most likely win that. Hang on, let me just draw. Okay, so the peace ultimatum is done, and the Republic of the Congo is extremely weak now, so we kind of just have them joining the DRC, which, to be honest, I don't really know. I know these two have good relations, but, I don't know if they want to unite, but I don't really care. So, yeah, Chad can't expand anywhere now downwards because of the DRC. So, they have to expand somewhere else, and that somewhere else is going to be none other than Niger. So, Chad declares war on Niger, and that's probably going to be if it isn't obvious, it's just, okay, Chad invades Niger, and just save you time, it's just save you time. It's going to end up like that. So let's take a look at this. Okay, Chad is becoming a big blob on the map. They went from looking like a Chad to looking like a monster you do not want to be reckoned with. I think Chad at this point is probably the size of, I'd say, India. Yeah, they are definitely the size of India. But sadly for the world, Chad is not done expanding. And at this point, Chad decides that they have one final war ready to fight. If it isn't obvious, they want to fight Nigeria. Now, they think it's just going to go, as intended, declare war on Nigeria, have to deal with it, that end. So we have Chad declaring war on Nigeria, which is probably the biggest one in Africa ever. Not including what happened, up in Northern Africa with, but we have some countries trying to try and stop this expansion of Chad, as Libya joins the war against them. And yeah, well then, Chad just realised they got themselves in a bit of a pickle. Sudan, South Sudan, DRC and Algeria stay out of it. But lucky for Chad, somehow, Egypt joins the war on the side of Chad. Obviously, this was obviously Libya is now surprised by this, because why did Egypt just join the war? But no matter what, let's get into the war. So Chad, who had most of their military lined up on Nigeria, had most of their military lined up on the border of Nigeria, they tried to send literally everything in at once. Nigeria is a fortress. It's so tough to invade this country because of its geography and military. But Chad is going to try their best to take on Nigeria. So, Chadians exit out from all borders of the country. Meanwhile, we have Libya making some gains into Chad. This is going on while Chad is invading Nigeria. So, yeah, they make this much gains until all their troops start burning. And they kind of just tell them to retreat. So, they all decide to retreat, and they're just stalemate on the border now, because Chadians are coming there. Nigeria puts up defense against Chad, which goes well, but they are using a lot of military. Egypt, on the other hand, is beginning the invasion of Libya, who is very not ready for war. Egypt's military is massive. Compared to Libya's, it's kind of a joke. So we have Libya losing a bunch of land, and Egypt decides to make a plan to capture Tripoli. So they managed to capture most of the Libyan coast until they get to Tripoli, which is around there. So they kind of fail that. Chad decides to send some troops into literally just the desert, which goes wrong. And the push on the Nigerian front is starting to ramp up with speed as they are beginning to push through here. Now, if you realise something, Chad is failing to push throughout the coast area. That's because this is where Lagos is, one of Nigeria's biggest city. Obviously, Abuja is like right in the middle, so we have Chad using most of its military to try and capture it, which surprisingly goes well. And they managed to encircle a humongous army. About 300,000 Nigerian troops are encircled here, and they are completely wiped out. So obviously Nigeria is hearing from this, and they're wondering how are we losing this bad. And Nigeria's kind of just like, okay, well, there's no chance. As like hundreds of thousands of Chadian troops are now exiting out. We have Nigeria just deciding that this war's not for them to fight, and they surrender. Just said Libya, as they just lost Tripoli. Yeah, Libya just kind of popped out of existence. Libya popped out of existence, and Egypt and Chad have won this war. Let's take a look at this massive peace treaty. So the peace treaty, Chad literally becomes massive. So Egypt does get some land out of it. They're not as much as they expected. Egypt gets a big chunk out of Libya, so does Chad. And Chad decides to turn the rest of Libya into a puppet. On the other hand, Nigeria is completely gone. Like, Chad completely annexed Nigeria, which the world is shocked by, because, like, why would you do that? Like, Nigeria was a powerful country. But Chad doesn't care, they did it. And next thing that Chad decides to do one more thing, which is annex Benin. And at this point, Chad decides that they are now the African superpower. So that's gonna be it for this video. I have to speak about the channel. I don't know if I already said this already, but we hit 50 subscribers. Now there will be a special for that. You just gotta wait. I don't know when I'm gonna release it. 50 subscribers is kind of insane. Ever since I started to release mapping videos, it's like we went from, I think I went from 33 subscribers, like, in February, to 50 all the way now, which, I know that's not much of a gain, but, compared to, for me, that's kind of crazy how we're getting this many subscribers. The Empire series is definitely keeping this channel alive. Each Empire video I release does well. The Swedish Empire one didn't do the best. The EU one did terrible. That was kind of sad, because I thought that would do well. But the Epic War boxes, I've said this already, but I don't know if I did. But I enjoy making them. It's just a matter of, making the sounds for them. I think mapping should be the core of this channel for maybe, a few years to come. But anyway, ignoring that, that's going to be the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!